So welcome back, friends. Got in back from Los Angeles late last night on the homestead, and it is a chilly 29 degrees this morning. Something interesting, when we came in last night, it was really dark, and on the left side of the driveway there was a pile of tractor implements. And I thought, what in the cat hair is that? Then I remembered what it was. So let's take a closer look today, because this is going to turn into a pretty cool project. I got some clever ideas. So let's talk about the physics of tractors for a little bit. So tractors, like the Yanmar here, they're really strong, meaning they can pick up tremendous weights, thousands of pounds on the front, the rear, different implements and all that. The problem you run into, though, is balance. So if you pick up something really heavy in the front, like when we were moving and grabbing those big logs, those huge wet logs, those fir logs, and picking them up, what was happening is the tractor was really light on the back and the tippy. So I talked to the folks at Yanmar, and they said, well, we kind of designed that backhoe attachment is a good counterbalance. It's almost the perfect weight for a loaded bucket. But I don't want to run around with a backhoe on all the time. It's a very specific tool and I will be using it soon, but I don't want it on there all the time. It's a little time consuming to take on and take off, and it's just inconvenient. So the solution is what they call a ballast box, which is what we have right here. So now we can put that on the back, quickly attach it on the 3-point, load it up with some sort of a really heavy ballast, i.e. concrete, and then have a lot safer work environment. So let's go take a look at the ballast box, and I'll tell you kind of some ideas that I'm thinking about doing to it. So this is pretty cool. So I'm seeing it here for the first time. So this is big. Man, I could get inside of here. Here. It's like a Japanese apartment right here. Look how big that is. So we can put ballast, we could put rocks or sand or anything we wanted to do in there. And then they also sent this, which I'm trying to, I know what it is. It's a hay hook. That's for the front. What's this one? This is for the rear. So we could have a hay hook front and rear. I don't have a hay baler. Not sure what I'm going to use that one for there, but maybe we can get a hay baler, cut some hay. We'd be like almost real farmers here someday. So for me in the homestead, what the Yanmar tractor has become a mobile toolbox and a work machine. So it's always doing something different, and I'm using it to haul different things around. And it is kind of a hassle and inconvenient when you have large items, if you want chainsaws and such, how do you transport all this stuff? Because you don't want to make 2 trips, you want to make 1 trip. And I thought, it'd be really nice to have a big old toolbox on the top, but that's not gonna, we don't want to do that. It's not designed for that. And then having stuff in the cab with you, I mean, if you look at my cab here, I've got tools and I've got battery chargers, and a lot of the stuff is out in different bags and different things to accommodate all the things that I need while I'm making videos and doing the work that I need to do. But I still don't really have a great place to put tools. So here's what I'm thinking. What if we turn this not only into a ballast box, but a toolbox to hold axes, peavies, chains, shovels, chainsaws, all those things? What do you think of that? So here's the plan. What if we take the truck, we'll go down to the hardware store, go buy a bunch of 90-pound bags of sackcrete. We fill this up. We'll start maybe half full or so. This is pretty big. I don't think we need it all the way full. Fill it up with concrete, mix it, put it in there. But in the midst of the concrete, we put some 3-inch and 4-inch pipes sticking up that create a void, so we can drop shovels and axes, and even maybe some way for a chainsaw bar to go down into. Leaving the top maybe 1/3 or half or so. We'll see how it goes for toolboxes, for gas cans, for storage. That way when we take off and we head down into, say we're going to be managing the forest, or we're going to be doing firewood, we can put our chainsaw chaps, we can put our chains, we can put our chokers, we can put all those things in there and have a dual purpose thing. It's so big that I would hate to lose that toolbox option. You see my junk pile still here? Maybe Mrs. W forgot about it. I doubt it. All right, friends, we've got some learning to do together here. So, when the good folks at Yanmar dropped off our tractor, they gave us this stuff here, which is a 3-point attachment. This is for the rear. Now, I've got an extensive background in running heavy equipment, but it's all on the construction side. I don't think I've ever fooled with this before, so I'm not sure exactly what to do here. I have a manual, but that's not any fun. Let's just see if we can't. There's a lot of pieces here. See if we can't figure this out together. Yeah, I'm not sure this is happening without some sort of a diagram. Let's get the book. Fortunately, I was told behind the seat is all of the knowledge that is required. Let's see about that. So if I could just find a photo. So that's a quick start guide. That's for the controls. Owner's manual, supplemental, loader, compact utility tractor, YT series, warranty. All right, so Yanmar provided us with a pretty good manual here and some drawings. So let's start simple. Let's put this piece in first. Okay, so in situations like this, it's always good to get rid of the obvious first. Eliminating obstacles, that's what it's about. So we got this pin here that lines up in there. Got the Heim joint, all neat joints that go all manner of directions. So this goes here, and then check this out. We got this hookaroony. What's that? Does that hold things up out of the way? Let's see. Yeah. Okay. So that holds that up out of the way. That's kind of nice. So it's not banging you on the head. Okay, so I got one side on. This was a little bit of a head scratcher for me. I've never done it before. There was a little trick underneath to get the pin released that I'll share with you. So I've got something very exciting to share with you. So this section right here is going to be the first time I've recorded anything in 360. What you're watching is not 360. It's got to be a separate video, but I'll set up the 360 camera here and that'll be a separate video. I don't know exactly how I'm going to use it, incorporate it into the videos. It's not going to be, I'm not going to do everything in 360 because the quality's not there yet, but it's very interesting. If you're not familiar with it, you don't know what it is, if you're watching these videos on mobile device on a 360 video, what you can do is you'll be able to see everything that I'm doing. You can see the tools on the ground. You can see every direction. Nothing is off limits. You can see everywhere. And if you're watching on mobile, it works as simple as moving your phone around. So imagine wearing a pair of VR goggles wherever you look is what you're going to see. Very fascinating technology. So let me show you. Let's go underneath. I'll start this 360 camera. You can go over there if you really want to check things out. You can see that, and we'll try to figure out how to incorporate that and make that interesting in videos. All right, welcome 360 viewers. This is the very first time, so you'll get a little bit more interesting insight. All right, if I can get my head around all of this, it just bakes my noodle. All right, for our normal two-dimensional people, so here's the problem I ran into is that this lower arm, I could see that it goes in there to that pin, but I couldn't figure out how to get that pin back out. Okay, now we can, that was the hard part. Let me get this all set up here. Got these pins are kind of cool. Look at those. They got a little flat spot welded on them so they don't turn in their housings. It's all kind of new to me, all this stuff. I'm just not a farm tractor. Not a lot of experience on farm tractors, but Learning now. A little washer on there to keep it from rubbing, I'm assuming. There's that. Now there's only one thing left to do. It's this piece here that hooks back in there with a pin, so that keeps these from, you know, you've seen these things going all over the place. I've seen that before. And if you want to back up to something and they're too tight, you know, then they run into stuff. And so this, you can set these. Look at this. So it's got this deal here. One of them there deals. That's what I was thinking, deal. That's what they always say, those Minnesotans. Yeah, it's one of them there deals. One of them deals. One of those deals. We're going to go up there the crazy days in Sheboygan. Deals. All right, guys, let's fire it up and see if it's going to work for us. All right, I think we're ready to hook up. Looks like we got to tighten up these pins here. Looks like they were just kind of threaded in there. Get those all nice and tight. Okay, so I got close. Now, again, I don't have a lot of experience with this, but I know I've been around equipment to know that this is some clever engineering right here. Look at this. So this is you push this right there, and it gives you a couple, 3 inches or so of what I'd call wiggle room. Can you imagine trying to, this here is not so bad, you can move it around. Well, you're not going to move it around when it's full of concrete, are you? But you can back up there close now, and then move that out a little bit. And adjust that, I'm assuming. Boot. And then when I back up, that will latch on there and be back in its pin. Got the same thing going on over here. Not quite lined up, push that. Bring that out a little bit. Get that heim joint lined up, give it a kick. Pretty simple. Now this is our last piece to connect here, and let's see what's going on here. So we got to extend this. We might have to adjust all these things because we'll want to carry it around in the upright position as high as it will go, and then trim it, kind of adjust everything so it sits flat and level, so it looks, you know, it looks nice and we're not spilling stuff out. All right, so we're all set up now. Now we can adjust this. Let's lift it up. There's a lock nut, kind of a locker on there, isn't there? Let's lift it up to its upright position, and then we can trim it so that that it's sitting flat like that, so it looks nice. All right, friends, so that's about all there is for today. Tomorrow, I think we'll go about loading the ballast, and I might just sleep on this a little bit. So here's the question we're going to have. So I looked at the specs on the loader, and it looks like it'll lift about 2,500 pounds, according to the book that I have. 2,500, 2.5 tons. So, and I'm not sure if that includes the bucket or not. So we want to have a significant amount of weight in the back of this here. So I can get 90-pound sacks of concrete at my local big box store, and we can concrete this up. So we can easily calculate. So I've figured with the water in there. So let's say roughly 100 pounds a bag. We kind of figure out how much weight we have. So before I load this up, I might talk to my friends at Yanmar and see what they recommend for this. I guess what we could do is find out what is the weight, the dry weight of the backhoe attachment. They said that's about ideal, and then we could kind of match that. So that would be maybe an easy way to do it. So let me bring the camera in here. I wanted to show you kind of what I was thinking about as far as making this a tool storage as well. So here's what I was kind of thinking if it didn't make sense before. So what we want is we want to be able to grab PVs, shovels, chainsaws, gas cans, all of those things that we want to take down with us and have just, whatever that's going to be, loppers, put my lunch in there if I want to. But if it's full of concrete, then we can't really do that, especially for tools that have long handles in there. So what I'm thinking is what we'll do, and please put your comments in this comment section if I'm going down the right road with the concrete in here and this pipe system. Maybe you have a better way of doing it, but I'd be interested to know, those of you guys who have experience with this, what you think. But if we put the pipes in there, several of them, figure what type of tools, maybe half a dozen or so, and then we can take our shovels and we can drop them down in there. When we pour the concrete, it'll maintain those voids. It'll have a plastic lining from that, the PVC, ABS pipe, whatever we use, that'll protect that. Same with the chainsaw. The chainsaw bar can go down in there and ride along, and off we go. So I'm suspecting concrete is so heavy that we're going to have a good bit of, don't forget my 360 people, a good bit of space left over here once I calculate the weight, that we can have plenty of room to put, maybe even some sort of a divider system. We could build a wood box or something. But give me your ideas on that. But that's kind of what I'm thinking. So we'll pick that up on part 2, and we'll head down to the hardware store and we'll do that deal. Unless I come up with something or hear something better in the comments. So thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. If you just can't get enough, head on over to the 360. You're going to get a lot more stuff behind the scenes and a story. My first story of meeting a Youper. You know what a Youper is? Don't forget to click the thumbs up, and wow. We're just going to have fun with this. So we'll see what happens, and things are going to change, and it's going to be a big learning curve on it, but we'll see you over there.